Hi. Well, we've got a really nice chicken and we're going to do a one pot meal, which isn't one pot because I'm going to do this little pile of vegetables to go with it. But it's one cook meal if that's just the way it is. Now, what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is prepare the chicken. So get rid of this nasty elastic thing because I find that when you try and carve it, it doesn't do so well. I'm now going to turn it over and break it down the back. Now it will lay flatter and that helps tremendously. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take chorizo, and that's about that quantity there, as you can see. I've taken the skin off it and I've made it into rough chunks. Can you see? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just push them. It's so simple this, but it tastes very nice. Most people like something different with their chicken, and I think this gives it a smoky, slightly spicy, slightly exotic, unusual flavour. And it's different enough to make a boring chicken interesting, which is quite important really. Right, so that's that bit done. And now the other side, much the same. Just push them underneath. They also release some fat, which does this magic basty thing on the breast meat, but that's really not that important because by turning it upside down, it will protect the meat. These very delicate breast meat that dries out so easily. And Paul adores breast meat, he really does. Right, and that's that bit. And mix it all in there. I'm not going to add any salt because there's salt in this chorizo sausage. I'm not going to add any pepper because it's already there. Okay, but I want to add, oh look, there's more label. That's about the 4th label on this chicken. It's incredible. I wish people didn't do this to food, but they do. Okay. I need to get it into these legs, just one on each leg. It's not really a big deal, but it would just make it taste that much nicer. And the other side as well. Now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roast some garlic to squeeze over it all later because it's such a nice thing to have. There we are, just these sort of little lumps of the stuff. You can't say this isn't easy because it really is. Okay, now, and the last bit. So you've got about half a sausage in there and that will add so much flavour it's not true. I've got it upside down. I'm pushing it into the corner because I want to put these in. So, pieces of potato. They've all been washed. I'm leaving the skins on. They're good quality potatoes, as you can see. But what I want to do is to roll them in olive oil and then add some sesame seed, but I've chosen black sesame because I think it's actually a better flavour, and also I have some, not so easy to get as the white one. Right, there you are, that'll do fine. So the olive oil and the olive oil, that helps it to not stick. Do the same here. And we're just going to roll these. Nothing complicated, nothing difficult. Now, once you get this, if I got some little bits there of the chorizo, let's not waste them. They all add flavour. Now, we take our packet. Actually, I do need to just wipe my hands. This is black sesame seed. It's visually more exciting, and it actually has a better flavour in my opinion. Now I'm just going to toss it so it's all over these things, and that will make them look and taste rather nice. Now, that's that dish done. The next dish I'm going to do, I'll put the oven on too fast. And the next one I'm going to do is these. I'm going to be putting the garlic, and I've also got some shallots. So these, I'm just going to roll these in and stack them. Just stack them. Just literally stack them. Don't want too much flavouring on these, but stacking vegetables or piling them up won't do any harm at all. They'll come out. Some will be more mushy, some will be just different. Okay, now what I need is that knife. This is the garlic, okay? I'm cutting into each of the bulbs like that. Now I pour olive oil all over it, pop it down. That's it. That's all I'm doing to that. It's this core that's quite, they don't always have them with cores, it just depends on the variety. And at this time of year, which ones we've got, it's always like that. These are different. I'm going to wrap them in olive oil, and I'm just placing them like this. Now, these will make sticky mess, but it's one tiny little pot, and they do literally stand up. The cut end is at the top, and they will intensify in flavour. Now if you've, like I have, a little hole, get an onion. I've got a little onion here. Don't do anything to your onion, just wipe it, stand it in the middle, and it will help hold them up, because you want them to stand so as they cook nicely. There you are. That's all you're going to do. That's it. That's those vegetables done. Now these vegetables, these I want to roll them in their olive oil and cumin. And I like cumin. Cumin and carrots go together very, very well. This is a very sort of spicy as opposed to a herby dish. So it makes a bit of a change from herbs on your chicken. And I think it makes them rather nice. Okay, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top to make sure. There you are. That's a prepared meal. You can't say that wasn't fast or it wasn't easy. Now then, I'm just going to go and put this in. This is going in for about an hour and a half. This is going in for about 40 minutes. So I'll add this after I've added this. Or if you want to take these out and squeeze them because they'll go soft, you could make the sauce to go on this whilst that continues cooking. Choice is yours. Okay. So, now Paul said this definitely would fit in, so we'll see. Yes, it does. And yes, it does. Okay, 40 minutes and this comes out. Okay, see you later. Well, it's been 40 minutes and it smells wonderful. Just to give you an idea of what's happening here, you can see that this is starting to do something wonderful. And these carrots, because they were so small, I'm expecting them to be soft, and yes they are. These lovely and soft. Oops, sorry Paul, I stuck my knife in. Oh dear, it's just, I need to get those out and they're very hot. But I'll show you what we're aiming to do now. You see, when you turn them over, these little bits will pop out. Now we're going to mush those up with the juices out of the chicken. Okay? But I'm going to let them cool a little bit so I can handle them, because I don't like burnt fingers. And these, can you see? These are soft. We'll let those cool a little bit. This tray will hold the heat quite well for quite a while. And we will then take them out, squeeze some, empty them, chop some of these up and mix them. And that will be rather nice to go on the plates. Don't you think? Mm-hmm. Yes. So that carries on cooking and crisping up the potatoes. And I'll come back to these in about 10 minutes time. So I can, in fact, you can actually see this one that's already fallen out. It's very soft. And it's, can you see that? It's just ready to be mashed up. So we'll do that later. The others, I don't need all of them, obviously, so I'm going to save some because they're very nice to put in salad dressings and everything. Because they've been roasted, they have a more, well, they're more intense, but they're less brutal. There you are, that's the best way I can describe them. And they're really great for cooking. And since I had the space, I did an extra one. See you soon. Okay, this is really easy, so just want you to see this. You just literally hold on to it and they just pop out all on their own. You see? And they are soft and buttery and delightful. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do with them. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on them. I'm going to put some lemon. This was a lemon I took the peel off because I used the peel for something else. But I just want the juice on this occasion. Add some olive oil with them. Here we are. And we just want to mush it about a bit. Here we are. Now, what I'll probably do is take some juice out of the base of the chicken container when that comes out, and I will add it to this. But now I go to these because I can handle them. They're warm. They're quite warm. They're a bit hot really, I suppose, but they are warm. And these, again, look, you can just pop these out. Literally, I put a little slit in the side and just squeeze them out, but they're hot still, so I'm going to put those to the side because they're still too hot for me to touch. Now, I take this and I cut these across. Okay, you can see how steamy everything is. Okay, now I take some of this and I haven't got any spoons, they're all in the dishwasher. I thought I'd put it on, but I hadn't programmed it correctly for 3 times running today. There we are. Now I've managed to make everything just taste like heaven with no effort at all. You can do this when you come home from work. You can do this at a weekend. Now, the nice thing about this particular vegetable is that you can eat that cold. You can put more dressing, like a salad dressing on it, vinaigrette dressing, or you can just have it very chilled with a dab of mayonnaise. But I quite like it with mayonnaise that's been mixed with a bit of lemon juice in it. These are soft and very sweet, very, very sweet. Those are delightful as well. And these are very good for salads later, but I don't think they're going to last because Paul likes them like that. And there you are. We take out the chicken in about 5 minutes. Is it about 5?
About half an hour.
Oh, I'm not very good at time, am I? I've been busy. Okay, we'll come back again. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the oven off. I know it'll be ready. Oh, it's hot. This is not adequate. These are, but they're very clumsy. They were bought because they protect my arms, because that's the bit that I often burn. Here we are. And here we are. Now I'm going to pop this back in to warm it through. You can see I just popped those out when it was warmer. Right, that's it, that goes in. Now, we have very nice potatoes, look. Crispy, crunchy potatoes. You can hear them. Yeah, you can see them. Right, now what I need to do is to lift this out onto a plate or something. So I'm just going to get one of my nice big glass plates. What I'm not going to do is to cut into it, because it needs about 5 minutes to rest. There you are. These look wonderful, don't they? And this is all of the fat that has come out of the sausages that are in there. But it hasn't, it's cooked at such a high temperature because of the sausages. I haven't really got the juice that I wanted. So what I'm going to do with this is to add some water, because I'm not going to get the juice, and I'm going to put some salt with it. Okay, and I'm going to put some salt with it. Whoops, nearly dropped that, didn't I? Yes. There you are. I'm going to take a little bit of this oil, but not a lot. Shows you how much oil there is in these sausages, doesn't it? Did you realise there was? You know what? You've got a very nice emulsion now to just pop over the meat and use as a sauce. Okay? And that's such a simple meal, isn't it? But the other bit's still got to come out. So we'll show it to you when it's chopped up. Okay. So flip it over. And as you can see, you've got a very nice chicken here. This is not an industrial chicken, I hasten to add. This is one of these farm chickens. They always are slightly more drier, and they have a stronger flavour, which lent itself to this topping. But you can see it's done its gymnastics. It's a different shape. They are not the same. As you can see, it's quite a thin little leg. You pay more for them, but it's just about what they have in the shops at the moment, isn't it? There you are. These little pieces of meat will be tasty, I promise. And you can hear the crispy skin. You can see it's really delightful. And it's a small little chicken, but they take about a quarter of an hour longer, up to half an hour depending on the size, than the industrial chickens. And I don't know what else to call the industrial chickens. I've just got no idea, but that's how I see them. There you are. That's done. These are for serving, and these are reheated. So everything's hot, everything's nice, and everything is ready. There you are. And we'll photograph it on the plates. You have no idea how good this tasted. It's, well, it's fantastic. But remember, the roasted garlic sauce, it's got no heat in it. It's just a creamy, delicious, smooth, velvety texture. Now, we ate it all except one spoonful. And that's just 2 of us. So although the chicken's for 4 people, you need to use both heads for a sauce for 4 people. Enjoy.